What's up, Fackers? We are back with our Fantasy and Chill 101, counting down the top 101 fantasy football players for the 2020 season. We are up to number 89 on the countdown. That is running back James White of the New England Patriots. James White is our 40th ranked running back. Last year, he finished as running back number 22. Some of his stats last year, he had 67 carries for 263 yards and 1 touchdown. Also added 72 catches for 645 yards and 5 touchdowns. Came out to 164.2 fantasy points, an average of 10.9 points per game. So just kind of listening to his stats, he's definitely more of a receiving back, a PPR monster if you play PPR or half PPR. Okay, a few things about James White before we discuss his ranking here. The big thing in New England, we know Tom Brady left, so there is a question mark surrounding that QB position. And they didn't draft one. They didn't sign Andy Dalton or Jameis Winston. So right now it looks like it's going to be Jarrett Stidham going in as the quarterback this year. Whoever that new QB is, though, usually a new QB, yeah, Jarrett Stidham's not a rookie, but basically he is. But any young quarterback usually relies on the running back dump offs, which is James White's specialty. So I look for him to still get a ton of receptions this year. And just talking about the receptions that he gets, the last 5 seasons, he has averaged 63 catches per year. So with the running back position, just like I said, he is a PPR monster.
He is, but he had that 2018 was his big year. He had 400 rushing yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, 750 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns. And last year, he was half of that in the rushing, and even in the receiving, he only had 95 targets. I mean, the only
Right, but
good
just like I said, he still finished running back 22. So if you
no,
play
no,
a 12-team league, that's still an RB2, low
I
end.
understand that, but their offense is going to take a step back, obviously. And the only way I see them playing well is with a good defense and a run game. So, I mean, he could have some value, but you still have Sony Michelle and Rex Burkhead there. And then Damian Harris is in his second year also.
Right,
And
and we
It's
Brandon
going to
know.
be
Bolden.
it's going to be the Patriots running back. Like James White's going to have
Right.
good games, but it's going to be hard to predict.
Yeah. But let me give you a stat of why he's about to explode.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
shit.
All right. Garrett Stidham, probably the quarterback, right?
Right now, yes.
Garrett Stidham has 4 career attempts, passing attempts. 2 of those 4 have gone to running backs.
Yes.
That means if you extrapolate that, that's at least 150 completions to running backs. And James White is a pass catching back. So
Very limited stats, but I like where you're going.
James White,
Right.
150 completions for next year.
Put
And
it on
Rex
the board.
Burkhead's been known to get injured. So, I mean, you got James White there. Sony Michelle had a down year last year also. I feel like their whole offense did as a whole, except for Edelman maybe, but he could be very valuable.
Yeah. I think like most people, I agree with. They're going to say this year it's going to be a run game kind of year for the Patriots. They don't really have a quarterback. And we don't really know if they're trying to tank for Trevor Lawrence. You know, Sam's listening.
Sure.
This conspiracy is that they're going to tank this year for Trevor Lawrence, but they're going to run the ball quite a bit this year. And if you looked at last year, I personally thought James White looked better as a runner than Sonny Michel. And I owned Sonny Michel too last year. That's how bad I hated Sonny Michel. But yeah, James White, it looks like he's the best running back on the team. I don't know why he doesn't get the ball more, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
talk
he
about
did have 5 touchdowns too.
how they're going to rely on the run, but throwing it to the running back is just an extension of the run game. So ton of screens, ton of little
That's
Texas
true.
routes out of the backfield. I mean,
His percentage is so high too, like 72 catches, 95 targets. In the year before was 87 catches, 123 targets. Like he gets the ball thrown to him, he catches it.
Yeah,
I think what'd you say he finished in 2018, Matt? Like running back 8?
and
Yeah, he was
half
top
point
10.
PPR.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
He had 12 touchdowns. Yeah, probably over 1,000 yards total.
yeah, just going through his stats though, you can tell like this is a PPR guy. So if you're in standard, he might drop back 20 rankings just from those two separate leagues, from half point PPR
Yes.
to standard.
Right. If you're playing standard, he still has value as maybe like a fill-in flex sometimes. But we're talking about if you play PPR, like this is a guy you can start and feel pretty good about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a
standard,
flex.
you're going to be looking towards Sony Michelle.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah.
I mean, you don't want to, but
In
you're
fantasy
going
in
to.
general.
I personally think Sony Michelle will be better this year. So
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of has to, but
Yeah, I'm going back to my rule that I broke last year on not drafting any Patriots running backs unless the
Yep.
the value is just insane. But I'm gonna try to stay away from them this year, just because they like Britt said, they have Rex Burkhead, Damon Harris, Brandon Bolden. 2 years ago, they even threw in Cordero Patterson with the running attempts sometimes. So you don't know what they're gonna do.
Is Cordero?
Cordero, he's gone though.
you talk about not
He
knowing what they're
gone.
going to do. I think this year more than ever with Brady gone, like you really don't know what they're thinking this year. So
Yeah, I think this is a flex guy at best. You're not really predicting him to be that top 10 running back he was 2 years ago, or possibly top 25 running back. If he finishes at number 30, I'd say that's a pretty exceptional year for him.
right, we have him at number 40, so we are expecting a drop off from last year.
Yeah,
They do have Brian Hoyer there too. I forgot about that.
yeah. Which
He at least he knows the offense.
He can still sling it a little bit, probably.
by sling it, you mean dump it down to James White.
That's exactly what I mean.
That's what you want.
And that's what you want if you're a James White owner.
Yep.
All right, anything else on James White here?
Nah, I mean, not much to say about him. I think personally, but solid flex guy. Not much more than that for me.
All right, so just to wrap it up, James White, our 40th ranked running back, number 89 overall. We out.
Fuck me.